Hey everyone, welcome to my nature diaries. In this video, I want to talk about what size sketchbook should you look at or choose for your nature journal, art journal, or whatever it is that you want to use. I want to ask a few questions and look at the different sizes of journals so you can maybe make the best decision for yourself. I'm not really going to be talking about paper or paper quality for this one, just the sizes. So let's break this down and get started with the video. Our first category would be the large size sketchbooks. I'm looking at this large size starting from about 7 by 10 upwards before you get into the jumbo super large sizes. Large sketchbooks are the priciest of all the size options you have for a sketchbook, and that includes even the cheaper brands. You just are going to pay more because you get more paper. So before you invest, it's always good to ask yourself the next question. Is this sketchbook for the studio, outdoors, or both? Because I do use my sketchbooks primarily for nature journaling, there are different factors that I'm trying to look for in my journal. I'm often hiking when I need to pull it out, and I need something I can get in and out quickly of a small backpack and doesn't feel awkward when I want to stand and take a quick drawing. So this really large size isn't the best for portability for that, but it's great for in studio. It's perfect for making practice sketches, little thumbnails of ideas that I might want to have, color swatching, or even just developing and practicing different styles or working on tutorials. So this gets a really low rating on the portability kind of side of things, but when it comes to in studio, I use a large one for my nature journal of trees, and I love the large size because I can add dried material, plant material, and I have plenty of room to journal my trees. Next, we're going to look at the middle size, which are the medium size sketchbooks. I'm considering medium size sketchbooks to fall around that 5.5 by 8.5 portrait or landscape size. These sketchbooks are definitely more moderately priced because of their size, but of course you have less paper to work with. However, I do think that they help to answer or solve the problem that I'm going to share with this next question, and that is, what sketchbook size is the least intimidating for you to use? What I mean about being intimidating is sometimes if we have something really large and big, we look at it and think, oh, how am I going to work with that? But when we have a smaller or mid-size sketchbook like this one, we can take it with us. It's more portable. You can see I have it in my little nature journaling kit. I'm also able to include my make your own flower press and as well as some other drawing and journaling supplies. This all fits easily into my small backpack, and that helps cut down on that kind of intimidation factor when you're going to go out and sketch or journal. It's so important to make it as easy on yourself as possible, and I feel like these smaller notebooks and journals are much more inconspicuous when you are journaling or doing anything outdoors. With a medium-sized journal, I can journal something that's large like this tree, or of course I can break it down into smaller pictures. I like the options that a medium-sized sketchbook gives me. I can draw a larger picture out and then bring it back to the studio to finish it up. A medium-sized sketchbook really is my favorite all-around size for portability and also to use it in studio as well. It has a nice amount of space in which to journal and create, but you can also get it finished in a reasonable amount of time, and that really cuts down on the intimidation factor as well. Because of all these reasons, it is my favorite journal that I've been using for all of my nature discoveries, especially all the videos that you've seen on my channel. Let's move on now to our next size of journals, and that will be small size sketchbooks. We're going to set this little mini sketchbook to the side and look at sketchbooks from the size about 3 by 6, something like that, all the way to some unusual sizes like 5.5 by 5.5, and I believe this is like a 4 by 6 size sketchbook. This size of sketchbook leads me to the question, how important is it for you to finish your sketchbook? This is a really high priority for me. I want to finish these little books. I love the idea of having little notebooks and sketchbooks in order to be able to look at and read, maybe even read it like a book. So if this is important to you as well, then this small sketchbook size, any of these different sizes, can be a really great option for you because of several reasons. These small sketchbooks really can offer you a chance to do some quick little sketches, or if you want to do more complicated ones, it's something you can do in a reasonable amount of time that a 5x7 or even a larger size might take you forever to finish. The idea of being able to complete artwork and the whole sketchbook is super appealing to me, so I do have quite a bit of these journals too. I like to keep the wrappers on these linen-bound sketchbooks just to keep them clean, and when I have a smaller size sketchbook, I don't feel like guilty because I'm starting a new one again. In this case, I'm starting one just for mushrooms. I'm thinking it's because I know I can fill them out fairly fast, depending of course on the pages. Also, these little made-for-travel journals are the perfect ones for portability, and you can whip them out. You can even carry them in a pocket if you'd like, but they're perfect for sketching something, again, on the run. And the page size is the least intimidating page size of all of the journals we've looked at so far. The disadvantages of these little sketchbooks are that you might feel a little cramped when you're trying to draw something, and also you might run out of space if you want to write more and journal more words and you don't like to write in a small script. If you like to work big or a large scale with your sketches, these would definitely feel a little cramped and awkward maybe for you to use. However, I also find that these small size sketchbooks are the most affordable of all of the sizes, and this way it allows me to buy more expensive brands that I don't want to take the chance of maybe me not liking or using and thinking, oh, I just wasted all this money. And I can invest in something that does cost a little bit more, and for that reason I think they're a great advantage to have. Just make sure when you are purchasing them, if you don't see what they look like, that you kind of gauge the measurements and look at it before you buy them online, so you're not fooled by what the sizes really are. This little journal here was really one of my first nature journals to start in, and it's the one that got me on the whole idea of nature journaling. This size sketchbook could be a really good beginner one if you're just trying to figure out if it's something that you really even want to do. And for the ultimate in small sketchbooks, we have this mini sketchbook, and I bought this particular one on Etsy, but you could probably try making one yourself if you want, but they're so inexpensive. They're actually kind of fun to try out. I'm using mine for a little mini nature journal, but I think it's good to have something in mind if you do purchase one, just so you feel like it's something you would want to fill and complete. But be aware that if you do decide to take these outside, you may want to invest in a mini palette and special brushes, and that can sometimes add up a little bit more money than what you want to spend on something like this. But I only use mine in studio, so it works out perfectly for me. I think these little mini sketchbooks are definitely a fun size to try. Hopefully you are somehow encouraged and want to get started with your art journaling of any kind, and that's the main thing, right? It's just to start and make beautiful art. If you've been encouraged in any way, please make sure to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe, of course, for more nature content. Let me know in the comments what size is your favorite sketchbook to use and why. As always, you are amazing and creative. Bye.